That was a good salad. Who's going to do the dishes?
Hi, I'm Hostion Ho. I'm living in Vancouver, BC, Canada, unceded territory of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I'm an immigrant to Canada from China.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea, coming to you from Victoria, but more importantly known as unceded Akwesasne territory of the Lekwungen-speaking peoples, the Songhees and Esquimalt First Nations, and I am an immigrant from the United States of America.
Welcome to Dishes Out. We're here to respond to ridiculous comments, the naysayers, and the negative stereotypes.
Yes, we're not going to let harmful and hateful comments have the last word. We're dishing it out, spilling the tea, and breaking down the words that divide, harm, and hurt.
So join us every Friday for a new episode.
Dishes out. Totally ready to knock this dish out of my hand and talk about it. Hostion, it's a Dishes Out. Hello.
Is a Dishes Out episode? Yes.
Yes, it is a Dishes Out.
So who are we dishing today?
Dishing out. We are dishing out a comment that has been on the platform X. Now, we are not on X. I do refuse to spend time on a platform run by a white supremacist man. However, there is a statement regarding immigrants that was received 3.2 million views, had 8,500 likes, and an engagement that caught national attention here in Canada.
What?
Yes. And it's not a positive comment. This is what, can we have the positive comments have the 3.89 million views? No. It's got to be the negative, terrible comments. Anyway. So I guess
Yeah. I mean, because humans are sheeps.
Yeah.
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 We just like generalization, and then where there's like a big statement of drama, people just gonna bring their popcorns and judgment and come to it.
That's true. Now, if you were a sheep, what would you like your wool to be made into? Like a sweater, a hat? Like if sheeps had a choice, I feel like no one is consenting with sheep here.
You know what I would like to make into underwear?
Woolly underwear? Oh, that's a little scratchy party in the pants there, Ocean.
I know, but I like being in the junk area.
Oh, okay. Do a little exfoliation, I mean, this comment needs some exfoliation. Maybe you could make some woolly underwear for this comment.
Okay, I will try my best.
Ready?
Come on, hit me.
For it? Okay, all right.
Hit me.
All right, here it is. So it is a woman. I'm not going to say her name, but and little disclaimer, what she says is very, very hateful. So if you are listening to this and you are of Indian descent, immigrants from India, or if that's your cultural background, just a heads up. Like her comment is very, very hateful, specifically towards people from the country of India. So she says, quote, "My parents and entire family hate the Indian migrants filling up Canada. Probably more than migrants themselves, I hate them because of how thoroughly they've damaged our reputation. Indian immigrants who were educated came largely from nice families from the city with manners, English skills, and etiquette. These new migrants defiling the beaches and groping women come from illiterate, low-class backgrounds and have no sense of civic duty, nor are they capable of learning. Class systems are real." End quote. Awful. And this comment got 3.2 million views, obviously on a very right-wing media app. But the one thing, can I just say, did you have a thought, Hoshin? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish. Yeah, okay. You finish. Yeah, finish first.
The last sentence, class systems are real. She's absolutely right. I think white supremacy and whiteness, and even in other cultures, and I can't speak to the Indian culture, I've only ever visited, so I'm not going to present myself as the authority, but class systems are real. And we definitely put people into class systems all the time. We judge them. We say that, well, they're illiterate. You can't educate them. They can't rise above anything but above their station. That's all they'll ever be. And it's always, 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 always towards people of color. And so she's not wrong in saying class systems are real. In fact, she's the one feeding this class system. So that's the only thing I agree with, which is completely killing and hurting all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I also want to mention, I by the look of it, I think the one who provided comment, she's Indian herself
She
or
is,
Indian
yeah.
descent.
She does disclose that later in the thread. Yeah.
Yes, so I think there's so much hate, like kind of
Hmm.
internalized racism there, which is a topic I am very passionate about because as
Hmm.
Asian, I'm Asian myself, and I also witness a lot in my Asian community that they uphold the kind of whiteness, this kind of white supremacy, and they usually like to wrap or disguise this white supremacy using, oh, because this they're low class, come from low class family, they're uneducated, illiterate. They're using all these words to kind of again disguise the true nature of behind this comment is they are the one who also upholds white supremacy,
Right.
thinking certain behavior are because a certain behavior by certain individual, and then they put it into a blanket statement
Hmm.
towards put it into this quote unquote low class immigrants.
Right. Right.
And that is, yeah, that is completely, for me, that statement is very ignorant.
Hmm.
And she ironically in the statement said this, so-called low-class immigrants are illiterate and unable to learn. I was like, really? Coming from you? From that statement?
Yeah. Yeah.
So bold, so bold.
So bold. And it's so dehumanizing. It's so
Yeah.
dehumanizing. So if you dig deeper, like actually, there are a lot of the conservative news platforms picked up her tweet and then picked up other people who are speaking out against Indian migrants, and just they're running with it, saying, "Look what the immigration system is doing. It's bringing in these kinds of people. Like it's so tropey. There's no statistics. There's no the things that she claims. There is no news story." It's all
Hmm.
someone just being on a video or on, X saying, "Oh, this happened. I can't believe it."
I mean, from that statement, I don't know this person who made the comment, but from that comment, I can definitely see she is from a privileged household, possibly like upper class, and maybe so-called educated because she maybe went to college, university, get a degree or two, and then she uphold herself as, oh, I am like up here, and everyone who does not make much money or behave in a certain way is down there. So make that kind of statement to look down on people, immigrants or migrants.
Hmm.
um it is full of this kind of superiority, and it is in many ways it's definitely a product of racism and capitalism as well, because
Yes,
this
for sure.
classism in many ways is a product of capitalism as well.
Yeah.
So here that statement is a many thing in progress. It's this kind of
Hmm.
colonialism, capitalism, and racism, all kind of mixed into one statement.
Yeah, which she has probably experienced herself, right? Being in Canada, being a brown person, like that is just something that is guaranteed on Turtle Island, right? Is that discrimination and that racism,
But I
right?
think because she is like maybe upper class and
Sure.
she might experience less, or she might be this quote unquote like model citizen trying to like kind of assimilate, not even assimilate, even like not integrate, but assimilate
Right.
themselves into the white society, and then completely throw away whatever Indian heritage or culture that she actually learn from or inherit from, and she thinks she's better than everyone. Again,
Hmm.
upholds this kind of white
Hmm.
supremacy.
Hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. And to complement exactly what you're saying, there's two statements that completely support that kind of internalized racism and upholding the system, because the system has perpetuated a lot of terrible things. She says, quote, "Indian immigrants who were educated came largely from nice families from the city with manners, English skills, and etiquette." End quote. And so that adaptation of whiteness, that adaptation of the colonial system, this is how you should behave to be a
Hmm.
person that is worthy of not hate,
Hmm.
is
Hmm.
completely to your point of adopting that system, living it out, and then using that same internalized system to judge other people and to say, "Well, I'm one
Exactly.
of the better ones. I
Yeah,
actually
I'm
know
better than
English."
you.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm better
Exactly.
than a lot of these immigrants. I'm a different immigrant. I'm better than all the immigrants. So then
Mhm.
why society can accept me, can love me?
Exactly. And that's a testament to the system. I don't think she realizes that's a testimony to the system that if she actually experiences more discrimination because of this, whatever, these false narratives or these tropes, like that's not the migrant's fault. That's not anyone's fault, but the system in and of itself.
I agree.
Right?
Yes. But there's another thing, like there's another thing too, like maybe there's some incident of this so-called quote unquote like uneducated low class Indian immigrants did something. Let's say they maybe did something that's against the law or against public etiquette, whatever. And because it's particular individual or maybe couple individuals, people would just like exaggerate that fact and then make it into a whole complete immigrant issue. But if
Totally.
this same thing happens to a white person, it would just, oh, this is only one person's issue. It's not the whole white population.
Right.
You
Oh,
know,
white people are so weird.
yeah, let people just say
Right.
that. That's another thing. This
Just get
is
a
just
pass.
yeah, they just get a pass. They will, if a white person commit certain crime, certain public
Anything.
inappropriateness,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
just an incident. It's just one singular thing. Oh, you
Mm-hmm.
just think it being weird, or
Yeah.
maybe they're like challenge or whatever,
Yeah.
And then if an immigrant does it, it becomes like a whole immigrant. The immigrants are bad. They're destroying our society.
Exactly. Exactly.
So yeah, there's just like the immigrant has to be perfect to be
Yeah.
seen as good enough, and if
Right.
they're not perfect, and that is they're bad,
They're bad and you hate them and you should
and you
shun
hate
them.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And no, you're absolutely right. Um it's sad because I think I made a terrible statement online on my personal social medias, and it was captioning a video, and I said sometimes assimilating into whiteness or into the system is quote unquote easier than resisting it, and a lot of people were really upset by that word easier because basically they were saying no, but it still kills us. You might take the assimilation road, doesn't mean it doesn't kill me just as much as resistance does. And
Hmm.
so, people were saying, oh, of course, a white person would say that. And they were right to express that. And that's exactly it. No matter how you try to handle the system, whether you assimilate, whether you resist, whether you integrate the system, and it's the system that we hate, the system will always find a way to put you down, to put you out of place, to slowly or even quickly try to just get rid of you, to expend you.
But I think there's difference. Maybe easy is not necessarily a good word, but assimilating to the system, yes, maybe it's just it's also gonna kill you, just
Survival.
like yeah, maybe just as much as resistance does. But then assimilating, you are not helping anyone. You
Right.
may make you may think you're helping yourself in whatever capacity you think, but whoever comes after you is not going to benefit in anything. But if you resist, at least you create a wave, a dialogue, a space, as is in any small or big, for whoever comes after you. There's big difference between assimilating and resisting. You might think both killing you, but the end result is very different.
Sure. Sure. And I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that perspective because you do see so many people who do that assimilation, and they do that. It is a slow kind of death to who you are and to your culture, your background, your language, your name, so many things that we've talked about, Hoshin.
Hmm.
And so it may not look the same as like resistance, but the impact is worth the wait to recognize that assimilation costs you. And assimilation does, right? It does silence the narrative or the force or the impact, the gale of wind that you want to move to make change. So you're
Yes.
absolutely right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, they are, I guess, in their different ways. Assimilation and resistance it kills you in different ways, I would
Yeah.
say. Yes.
Hmm.
But I do, again, I do think resistance has definitely have more prolonged impact and
Hmm.
more communal impact, I guess,
Sure.
than 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 assimilation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we will resist this comment. We resist the
We resist.
right. We resist. We resist this statement that you've got to hate someone because of whatever thing that they're doing, because, just to be a human, that's just not a good enough. You've got to be well-mannered and have English and have, be from the city and have a nice family, like these kind of,
Yeah.
these bars
This kind of
that
narrative that
everyone's-
you exactly, this kind of so arbitrary kind of standards of somehow you have to form a good family, be educated to be a good citizen, a good member of society, which is just so not true. It's
not true.
It's so not
it's
just
not.
so discriminatory.
It is.
So we have to resist, yes, and progress always comes from resistance.
Yeah.
Assimilation is not going to bring you progress, people.
Absolutely.
Absolutely not. All progress are made because people resist everything. Yes.
Yeah.
So please resist this kind of comment. Resist whoever tells you that you are that who you are is not good enough. Resist all those people.
Resist it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And if you need more members on your resistance team, Hostion and I, we're right here. We got you.
We're right here.
We got you. Yes.
We got you. Yes.
Yes. So yes, that's our dishes out. Again, social media people on our socials have been quite kind. So that's been really encouraging, but it doesn't mean that the narratives aren't still out there, and doesn't mean we still speak out and speak up when they do happen. So
we do.
So stay tuned. We'll have another dishes out next week. Yes.
Exactly.
And subscribe to our podcast. Find us on YouTube,
Please
subscribe.
Leave a comment. Leave a comment on our podcast.
Let us hear from you.
Know.
Yes, do it. Yeah.
Please let us know how much you love us or hate us.
Yeah, you can do that. That's fine. You'll be on an episode. We'll dish out, but we will.
Yeah, you want to be featured.
We'll let you know. Yeah, if you want some attention and some, glory on a little podcast, you're totally welcome to have that. But thank you really for listening and for giving us, a little bit of your time to be in your ear. And we look forward to talking to you next week. All right.
Next week. Bye.
Okay. Bye. Canadian Salad is written and produced in British Columbia, Canada by Hostion and Andrea McCoy. Theme music is by Naver Avetyan from Pixabay.
I like oranges with my salad.